All right, Sam Bourquin, TJ Downing, Stark Media. We are here at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium, kind of like the calm before the storm a little bit. A media day, a lot of photos being taken and directions being handed out. Becca Moore is here. And Becca, we got a lot of stuff we want to get into with you. First of all, thanks for coming by. You got the orange and white
Thanks
on.
For
You're
me.
ready to rock. How
ready
are you?
for picture day. Doing great.
Yeah,
doing
good.
great. Ready for another season.
I know. Crazy. We're here already, isn't it?
I know. It is crazy.
So, Tiger Talk.
Right.
Let's go right into it. If I would just come up to Becca, tell me about Tiger Talk. What is it?
I am so excited about Tiger Talk. I'm going to be partnering, obviously, with you guys and with Scott Ryan, who published 15 for 15 with David Lee Morgan. He owns a publishing company, and he is a proud season ticket holder for 40-plus years of Section 17. Just very charismatic guy, loves his Tigers. And just it's going to be a positive thing, you know. So I think there is a lot that goes on behind the scenes that people don't get to see. And so we kind of want to bring that to light and bring a positivity each week, you know, feature our captains, feature some names you guys may know, Walt, who used to be the voice, you know, and bring some people on that are behind the scenes that they don't get the recognition that they deserve. So kind of that, you know.
I think, you know, obviously it's going to be football-centric, but as we were talking before, you can go so many ways with so many things and still probably have more sitting on the table for another time because of what Massillon Tiger football is all about, the history, the past, the present, the future. You could go crazy, and I know you got some great things lined up.
Yeah, it's there's going to be a lot of surprises and excited to hear what you guys have to offer and bring, you know, because everybody brings a different perspective, you know, like what's going on, like what's it like being a coach's wife, what's it like being, you know, a son of, you know, and a player, like what's that kind of pressure, what's it like to watch Coach Moore be interviewed by the media, does he ever shut down, like, you know, like he treats me the same sometimes when I'm interviewing him, you know. So
at home with the Moores,
at home with Coach Moore is like
I love the facial reactions. He asks a question, he's like, and I know under his breath he's going, "Jeez Louise."
Yeah.
The eye rolls.
The eye rolls are, you know. Actually, I had a media reporter come up to me and say, "You know what? I started watching that, and I'm just so glad he treats you the same as he treats us." I'm like, "Really? Like, we're married?" But
the great ones are in the car.
Yeah.
Those are the classics.
Yeah, when we're driving.
I love those.
Yeah, we have fun. You know, we try to keep it real with people, and that's what I love about Tiger Talk. It's going to be like keeping it real. You know, be upbeat. You know, show some behind the scenes stuff of what's going on, and covering, you know, Massillon McKinley Week. I don't think people realize what goes into all that. You think you know.
It's the biggest.
You don't know.
It's the biggest thing out there, and I think after our conversation the other day, we sat there, we went, got some Tremont coffee. Got to give a shout out to Tremont, Mark, those guys. They do a phenomenal job. And we sat there, and after about 5 or 6 coffees, and 3 hours later, all the ideas that had kind of started storming around, and a lot of it really has to do with the community, because with Massillon football comes the community. It's these stands packed, filled. You and I have been here called how many games. When the crowd comes out, you know, when the people are here, it's the energy. It's electric. The Tiger Swing Band.
The Calliope.
Yep.
You get out of your car, you start hearing the Calliope gets fired up. You see the 50,000-foot inflatable Obies over there. I mean, then you got the Tiger Swing Band. You got Tiger Rag. You got the voice of the band. Bob Wetzel's been here forever. Of course, Walt. I'll never forget. I don't want to go off on a tangent here, but I'll never forget my first game ever. My first McKinley Massillon. Now, I will say, my dad was a McKinley graduate, but that was back in '47. That was a long time ago. So he, my mom, and my sister, it was my first game. I was 8 years old, and I'll never forget. First of all, I was scared to death. I was 8. This place was getting full. It was 2 hours before kickoff, mind you, and the place was still almost full. People were on their feet screaming and hollering just for the specialty guys to come out and warm up. That's how it was. Okay, this was Mike Currents and John Breidewieser was the coaching matchup that day. And it was about 55 degrees. It was a perfect Massillon-McKinley day. A little bit of sun, a little bit of wind. And we came in through the end zone to our right where the big scoreboard is. And I literally, you can see it now, I'm talking about it. My hair was standing up in my arms. Even at 8 years old, it was standing up. And I heard this booming voice come over the PA system. And I thought, my God, am I glad I'm here today. And it was Walt. And he was just doing little announcements. You know what I mean? And I thought, I was overwhelmed.
Like, that's magic.
Yes, it was. And, a lot of kids that are 8, 9, 10 years old, they're thinking about different stuff. You know what I mean? But I heard that voice, and I looked around, and I was just like, I can't believe this. And I have never missed a McKinley-Massillon game since. That was 1979.
I'm going to have to correct him. He's saying McKinley-Massillon. It's
When I said the Massillon
McKinley.
first. The first time I did.
A comes before C. A comes
That's
before
true.
C.
But I will say this. I've only missed one game, and that was 1982. Massillon won 7-0. Chris Spielman, a 2-yard touchdown run over here to our right. I got grounded. The night before, I wasn't allowed to go to the game.
Oh, man, that's a pretty big ground.
And I haven't missed one since.
Wow.
Let me ask you this. Do you feel that day, was that when you got the bug for the headset and the play-by-play and the radio and the PA? Is that kind of when the whole thing kind of clicked for you? Like, hey, I want to make a career out of this.
It might have a little bit. I was just because we went to games all season long. Friday nights, nothing like this. And I just couldn't. Even the drive over, it was about an 18-minute drive for us because we lived over on Lakeside Avenue, close to the Hall of Fame. And the closer we got to town, I started seeing the houses decorated, the signs downtown, the Obies, the paws everywhere. I said, this is different. Why is this? That I started, my dad, I'm firing off questions. Why is this like this? Blah, 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 blah. And I was hooked in. And then, as ironic as it was, I got hired. My first radio job when I just turned 20 years old was working for what was then WTIG Massillon 990. That was my first radio gig. My first job ever was the play-by-play voice of Massillon. I did it for 3 years.
Wow.
Football and basketball. I had my own talk show. I did sales. I read news. I did everything for about $2.20 an hour back then.
One-man band.
No, and nothing has changed since. But it was like I was completely sucked in. I had Obi lapel on my sport coat everywhere I went. I was a Tiger. The 3 years I was here, I absolutely loved it. Went on the road, did a game at the Hoosier Dome against North Central. Countless McKinley-Massillon games, playoff games, games of the Rubber Bowl.
Yeah.
I can still see Gary Young running 80 yards of punt return back against, I forget who the opponent was that night, but I just overwhelmed, and like the 3 years here, it's great to kind of come full circle and come back.
Were you around when the Leaping Tiger was – because this year the coaches have the Leaping Tiger on them. So, Coach Moore's getting a little bit of mixed reviews.
Oh, I love the Leaping
I like
Tiger.
it. I think 2 thumbs up.
I love it.
Yeah. So we should do a poll on Tiger Talk, and put it out there. Because I would love – because I love to hear people's stories. So, send us in, the Leaping Tiger versus Obi, and why? Because it's always like.
Oh, I'm Leaping Tiger all the way.
Yeah, see? Isn't that interesting? I like
close.
Obi all the way.
Yeah, and you know what was cool? Before we got a chance to do the East-West All-Star game just a few weeks ago, I ran into Woodsy, Jaden Woods, and he's going in to see JP and the boys and Peyton down there at the Tiger store, and he said, hey, I need some Leaping Tigers because you trade the decals. And he said, I'm not taking the Block M, because Marlington was wearing the Block M. He said, I got to come different, and they were putting the Leaping Tigers on, and everybody was talking about it down on the sidelines. They're like, I want the Leaping Tiger on my helmet, because I think just kind of bringing it back. JP was putting in an order for them. They had like 5 or 10 of them laying around. Because when is that going back to? Was that a 1980s thing?
That was that late 70s, early 80s?
Well, Travis McGuire is, the
yes.
GOAT, as everyone says.
He told me the other day at Bender's. I heard all about it.
Yeah. We should have him on Tiger Talk. But he's back coaching for us, so I know that he was a Leaping Tiger, so I don't know what year he was. I really don't know, but I know that there's a big debate. Well, obviously you're talking about it while you're out, so there's a debate. But that would be a great poll. Like, is it the Leaping Tiger or Obi? I want to know.
Yeah. Don't plan on talking much that episode, because I don't think Travis is going to let anybody talk. My dad looked over at him. He said, Trav, we're going to have to turn the volume down. Nobody else is getting to talk in here. And I was kind of gassing him up because, we're going to get a chance to hear from Will Trell. Yeah. Will Trell had broke his single-game rushing record. Yeah. And the first thing that Trav said to me was, I did it against McKinley. He did it. I said he did it in the playoffs. He goes, I don't care.
Did it against McKinley.
I did it against McKinley. He goes, it doesn't count if it's Westerville South. I'm like, 322 yards in the playoffs against Westerville South. I said, I'm going to take it.
And Trav was what, 304?
Yeah,
302?
302, I believe.
Yeah.
And I gassed him up even a little more because I gave him like 317, and he corrected me and took 302. And so
I called that game that day over at Fawcett. And Massillon won 42-13 that day. They just it was
They couldn't stop. They couldn't stop Travis.
No,
that
he
was
it
1990, 91.
I want to say 90-91, somewhere in there.
Okay.
And it was an overcast day, kind of ugly outside, and Massillon just put it to him. I mean, Travis was a one-man crew. He was like it was like a Barry Sanders show that day. That's how he was running, spinning, twisting, out-quicking, cutting on a dime. Fantastic, just fantastic.
Yeah, that's it's impressive to see just the history, and that's really, to me, what goes along with the community. We're talking about, where we're located at now, down on 59 Lincoln Way East, and being able to look out there and see all of those shops that have been there for so many years. And you just told us it's going to be the Wednesday of game week, of Moeller week, that they're going to unveil the Obie statue out there.
That's the plan.
I mean, how cool is that? I mean, we were fortunate, and now it's like windy and cooled off, and we were in just a scorching atmosphere over in Canton earlier today when they unveiled the Mary Motley statue.
Yeah.
But, to me, these are things that they even talked about over there, to unveil these certain things inside of your communities, to have a piece where people can go and see the history. And, it's special. It's a place where you can gather around with your grandparents, the young kids, tell them the stories. Everybody becomes involved, and that's how you get turnover into here. I mean, I can't even imagine what the number probably was on season ticket holders for years. There probably were season ticket holders that had been in 50-plus years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to find
everything.
I'd like to find the longest season ticket holders, like whether it belonged to your grandpa and then it passed to your dad, then it passed to your grandma, your mom, then I'd like to find that out and talk to them. And that's again back to what Tiger Talk is going to be about the community, people that are involved in the community, people that are involved in this program, our sideliners, our boosters, what are the things that they do? Like, people think they know, but you think but you don't really know.
Yep.
It's funny because I can tell like it's gearing up because Coach Moore gets home at 10 o'clock and then he's up at 3:45. He's out the door by 4:15, 4:30. I'm like, people think they know, but they don't.
Yeah.
They don't know the study of the game, getting everything ready, and making sure the kids are ready for school, and the administration is back, making sure the kids' schedules are right, and getting all that right. Getting our students geared up and everything like that. So there's a lot of behind the scenes things that we're going to cover, and we're going to release it on game day, 9 a.m.
Awesome.
And now you're a teacher as well. So when are you guys officially back in the building here?
Oh, we were back August 1st.
You're already back in.
Back.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's amazing, and you have a young son who's unfortunately left our Golden Eagles and heading down the street a little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, summer I guess when you get older, it goes by so much faster. And, you guys probably as teachers, administrators, you look forward to that little time off, but people don't realize that you guys are going back so much earlier, being able to prep and get ready for the kids so that it's special when they come back.
Yeah.
There's a lot involved in that.
Yeah. I mean, gone are the days where we started, the students, the Monday after Labor Day. That's when I went to school. It's still hard for me to wrap my head around. We're playing 3 games now almost, some, before Labor Day. And, of course, we had the expanded playoffs and everything is pushed longer and deeper and everything else. But for the teachers and administrators, you've got to, the building's got to get shined up. The classroom's got to get ready. The books got to get ready. You got to have your pens, your pencils, your laptops. It's almost like a week after the 4th of July, you start. It's a sprint to get ready for the marathon, if that makes any sense.
Right. Yeah. And our administrators, our teachers, everybody here, the faculty, the people that keep our grounds, I mean, they're working hard all summer long. People are like, oh, teachers and administrators, they get the summer off. Not really. Like, they may get a week off, but like, they're doing professional development. Our kids are student athletes. I always say they're student athletes. They're not just football players, basketball players, gymnasts, whatever, cheerleaders. They're student athletes. So you're prepping them and getting their mind ready to go and go the next level, whether they go to college or they do a trade. You're instilling that in them. I think it's an important part of the whole process of what's going on here. It's a big picture, and Massillon is so lucky. Coach Moore and I have been at several different schools, obviously, on this journey, and it amazes me how well run Massillon is. Yet, and I think that's why there's so many haters sometimes, or people that disagree, because we have a wonderful superintendent with Paul Salvino. I mean, could you ask for a better leader? He gets it. He gets the student athlete perspective because he was a student athlete. So he works really hard to instill that in our counselors and everybody. So just a great opportunity to be able to work for Massillon and then sit on the sidelines and watch it.
I got an early education from Mr. Salvino back at the Massillon Sportsman Club. I want to say this is probably 15 years ago. Ooh. Justin Zwick, Devin Jordan, myself, we came up here, and this was back when it was still that old nasty AstroTurf.
The Omni Sand Turf.
Oh, gosh, it was brutal to fall on that. But and just walking out here and looking how beautiful this is, it looks like they have just gone out and raked it, and you can kind of see, it's almost like when you see fresh cut grass, got the darker side, the lighter side, and I mean, it's ready to go. But we came out here and we were running our gassers. We were getting ready for our conditioning test down at Ohio State. So we come out here, Coach Shep was kind of finishing up with their crew down at the other end. We're down here running sprints, and so Sal and if you remember Chris Albright, some of those guys on that staff, they said, hey, why don't you join us down at the Massillon Sportsman Club? We'll have some food, we'll have some refreshments, not of the hydration side, but yeah, it was fun. It was cool to hear about his story, being a student athlete. And unfortunately, one part of the game that is really tough is the injury bug, and Sal was a guy who was in line to start playing at Akron, and even then, that bad AstroTurf up there, you tear your knee up, and back then, I mean, tearing an ACL, that was a death sentence.
You're done. Yep.
And it's amazing how far these surfaces have come.
Yeah, well, I was talking with one of the gentlemen here today. Had the red ball cap on. I forget his name right now. Everybody in Stark County now has turf. Every school has turf. And I would have never thought that would happen 15, 20 years ago. But everybody's got it now, and hopefully it's a lot safer and cost-effective and everything like that. Stark Media, TJ Downing, Sam Bourquin, Becca Moore joining us here again on Stark Media. Tiger Talk, we're kind of talking about what Tiger Talk is going to be like. And not to peel the curtain back too far, because we want to keep some things fresh for the people who are going to listen and watch on Stark Media. But we mentioned all the different avenues you can go off of football, whether it's the student athlete, it's preparation, it's behind-the-scenes stuff with Nate, some of the stuff you're doing in the school, the community, a lot of activities on Lincoln Way right now. Did you ever think it would get to this point with just, I don't want to say overwhelming, but I know Coach doesn't get much sleep. I imagine you don't get a lot of sleep either. You ever see it getting to this point when you first came here?
I'll tell you, when I realized that we maybe bit off a little bit more than we can chew, but I will say we do a really good job of balancing. And I will say that Nate or Coach Moore has gotten a lot better as we've been here longer. But when our first game, we played Perry. And I walked in, and the line was still going through the end of the first quarter. And I was like, what is happening?
We're a long way from Minster.
What is this?
Yeah. Well, we had been at LaSalle, too. But, I just was, in shock. I had never really seen that in Ohio. Yeah. And then to live through my first Massillon McKinley, and then we lost that game our first year. That was rough. Mm-hmm. I was like, we're going to lose our job. Everyone, you're going to have for sale signs in your yard. And I think that was we saw it. We've taken over a lot of programs, and I always say we because even though, Nate needs a lot, there's a lot behind the scenes. We work really well together. That doesn't mean we don't disagree, but we do work. It takes putting the right. He does a really good job of putting the right staff together. So I want to give a huge shout out to his staff because that's made his job easier. So I felt like we had bit off a lot that we could chew, but then we got surrounded by the right people. And I think if you surround yourself with the people who are passionate and that have the same drive as you, the principal here, Dave Lockenschlager, is amazing, you know, at the high school. So, you know, Sal's done a great job of putting the right people that are great for Massillon, that inspire our kids, that, you know, I think that's what's made this job more like, we're not exhausted. It's a joy to get up in the morning. It's not a job. Like, you want to do it, just like probably you love doing media.
Yeah.
You know, you want to do it.
Yeah.
You guys want to show the good parts. So that's kind of like brings me back to why I want to do Tiger Talk, because there's so much good, and sometimes people get missed that deserve that recognition, because it's not just a one-man show. It's a community, like you said, and Tiger Talks about the community.
I think she just gave a low-key shout-out to the bearded wonder who carries around the hammer, J.P. Simon, the king of Simon Says.
Yeah.
No, you're right. You have to have a staff. And, you know, going back to the Minster days where, you know, it was probably slim on what he could pick and find to put on a staff. And then you get to LaSalle, and, you know, it's a different monster in that Cincinnati high school football. What were the crowds like down there? I mean, you guys, those were some big-time games.
It was actually pretty big, you know, playing in the pit, you know, Elder and just Moeller, I think we played on grass, you know. I think
that was at Galbraith Stadium, was it not, I believe?
So it was, but LaSalle, they had a great atmosphere. I mean, it always got pretty packed, you know, after that first year. You know, we were only there a short time.
Yeah.
2 years. But they did, you know, those GCL teams, like, they don't play.
You were there long enough to stack some hardware. That's all that matters, right?
Yeah.
But they, you know, they know, I mean, they knew, and those parents were supportive, and they came in, and, you know, all those, they showed up. You know, it was a pretty big crowd. I you know, the biggest game I do remember when we were at LaSalle was playing Coleraine, because LaSalle that's like the year that we were like moved down to Division II. You know, so then I think Massillon got moved down to Division II. You know, everybody was upset about that regrouping, but who cares? You win, you win. You know, but Coleraine, like, all wore shirts that said something, you know, like, mocked about, you know, can't beat a Division I team, and we beat them.
Division II.
Yeah, you know, but it's, you know, that was kind of the year that it happened. But nothing compares to Massillon. I mean, you know, shout out to the GCL. They do a fabulous job. You know, they do a fabulous job of covering it. But there's no coverage like what you guys do here and Massillon, and just the War of 1894.
Yeah,
and
it's different.
It's different.
It is different.
It's different. I didn't, you know, I read a lot of books, like we were talking about the different books. You know, I watched the Go Tigers movie and that, which is like a tradition now.
You took some notes.
I took some notes. My mom's face after that was like, "What are you doing?
What are you stepping into here?"
Yeah.
What do they do over there?
The people have been phenomenal. The people in the community have been phenomenal, and, you know, it's just been it's been a great experience, and you know, Greg Kersell just walks by. He's one of my favorite coaches. You know, I do the water for the freshman squad. I did it last year. You know, just because I love these guys and the dedication that they put in. You know, so
I looked up at the staff for the freshmen. You got half of Simon Says promotions up there. You got DJ running Spirit of Stark. You got Greg over there who handles all their online inventory. And
but they're such great guys. You know, you want
are.
those guys around your kids. They take care of the kids. You know, they hold them accountable academically. They hold them accountable on the field, you know, to represent Massillon.
You know, I told you guys this story the other day when we were over there at Tremont, that when we were at the East-West game, had a chance to talk to Mark Geist down on the sideline. Coach at Green, coach the West squad to victory. Darius McElroy, shout out, player of the game.
Player of the game,
and Mark said, TJ, the best thing about coaching this week, he said, was getting to coach the Massillon kids. He said, because they were different. He goes, even at my school, at the Federal League schools, he goes, the kids there, they got it a little bit more than the other kids do. And that goes to the coaching staff. That goes to the community. It goes to the history, the tradition. You know, he's like, they just get it a little bit more, and you can see why there's some more success there.
Yeah.
When you have kids like that.
You know, to take it up another level, you always hear about, you know, the slogan down in the SEC is, you know, it just means more here. And you look up at the records and the scores and the bowl games, the national championships, and maybe it does.
Yep.
Maybe it does with Alabama and Auburn and Ole Miss and Georgia. And then you step down to the high school level and you look around, because Ohio is a fertile ground for talent for college. You just mentioned the GCL. I mean, the Mollers, the Coleraines, the St. X, the Elder, Princeton back in the day. Princeton Moeller was off the charts back in the 70s and 80s. Not the same now, but you get where I'm going. And then you go through Southwest Ohio, Central Ohio. Everything's booming in the Dublin, Worthington area. But they don't quite treat it the way we do here. So now we're in Northeast Ohio.
And
I
the
always
MAC.
like to,
the MAC.
Yeah,
the MAC
oh, my
stuff
God. What a conference that is.
Right, you got Coldwater, you got Minster, Fort Fry. I mean, I think four of them at
Marion
one
local.
year.
Marion local.
We're all in the state championship or the state semis
out
in
of
one year.
conference. Yeah.
That's
crazy.
impressive.
But then you got Stark, and I think, Mahoning County's got a nice little tradition with the Youngstown schools, Ursuline and Mooney, and of course Warren Harding, an old AAC member back in the day with Massillon, McKinley, Warren, Steubenville, and God, that was terrific stuff back in the late 70s, 80s. But it does take on a different feel here, and I think Coach Geis hit it on the head. It just, you can tell. There's this, I can't put my hands on it, but it's there. It's tangible.
Yeah. And to your point, too, we talked to Bubba Patches just a little bit ago, and we were kind of giving a little bit of schedule stuff and where we might be, and it was interesting talking to JP that he says Warren Harding, that's his kryptonite. He said that's a team that he circles more than any other on the schedule because as a player, I think he struggled against them. I don't think his record as a coach has been great in that. He'll tell you, hey, I got 6 victory bells. I got 11 overall, and that's great. You want to do that in your rivalry, but there's always somebody there, and you hinted to that. Some of that old town, Youngstown stuff up there, man. Ursuline, Mooney, Harding, those guys. And
then Austintown.
Austintown Fish, who Massillon's been playing basically home and home for a long time.
Since we've been here,
Yeah, and I remember when I first came over here, that Fitch, for whatever reason, was Massillon's kryptonite.
Yep.
They couldn't win over there. They would pound them into submission here, but every time they went over there, something happened. It always rained. I mean, it was just goofy stuff over there.
I think our
now
first year we lost by 1. We lost by 1. We lost over there.
Right.
Yeah.
But the tables have turned now. Massillon's kind of owns Fitch at this point. But, I mean, and you look at the schedule that's out here behind the press box and the big schedule downtown on Lincoln Way, and you see the teams that are coming in and the local teams, the teams that are coming from out of state, and it's just like, here we go.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, the guy who's got the big job, I just saw him walk out of there as we're sitting here at Media Day taking pictures, everybody hanging out. The guy who's going to be wearing number 4 just walked out of there. You got to follow up Austin Brawley and his career.
Oh.
That young man just came walking out of there. Boy, you got some big shoes to fill. I see him walking back here. We're going to have to talk to him about that.
Yeah.
No, the one thing that stuck with me from Coach Moore last year was when he talked about Ryan Zankovich and the play that he made against Fitch. He said that turned around our season, because if he doesn't make that hustle play to stop that kid on the interception return, stop him from scoring, and then you guys were able to stop them on defense, that changed the whole complexity of the game, and really it kind of galvanized your team to make the run that it did through. That's those small things like that. You see it, and they can be a catalyst for week 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way down the line. Something that happens in week 4 against Harding this year, it could be one of those moments as well. Maybe it'll be number 4.
Right. Maybe it'll be, and you have to watch too. When Coach Moore puts out stuff on social media, you talked about it's different here. It's different here. His hashtag that he uses is "There's only one."
Yep.
And I really believe that. Just
and
like you said, the
knows
SEC.
what that means.
Yeah.
They do.
There is
when
only
I hear
one.
there's only one, I know they're talking about Massillon.
Yeah.
I just know it.
Yeah.
I just think it's so special, and we were talking about the small moments during the season. If there's not that small moment in week 4, maybe there is no week 15, 16, whatever. Maybe it's. You look back after a game, and coaches can pick out 3 to 5 plays that define why we won, why we didn't win.
Right.
And at the end of the year, you can go back and look at a couple of games and say, this is why this happened, and this is why this happened. But it's special. And, oh, by the way, to start off the season against Moeller here on a Friday night, I know we'll bring back a lot of memories for a lot of folks from both schools, both towns, both cities, because there's some history there, state championship games, regular season games, and man, if you're going to kick it off, you might as well kick it off. You know what I mean?
It's going to be awesome. What I love about playing Moeller, obviously we're playing here Friday night, but our son is a freshman this year, so he'll be playing back where we were from, on Saturday. So, Coach Moore will get to go down, and we'll be down there, and our family will get to come and that live down there still. And so it's kind of like a bittersweet, obviously we're going to beat Moeller Friday night, but then I hope Eli turns around and beats him on Saturday.
All right, give us the mom perspective now. We've heard the coach's wife perspective, but the mom perspective. You got your son out there playing quarterback, and you've been around enough football to see that kids take some shots. And it was funny that Nate kind of mentioned the other day. He goes, I can't wait to see when he gets that first pop, and he's just like, whoa, where am I at? How's he gonna respond to that? What's that like for you, sitting there thinking? And all moms are different, but a lot are like, that's my baby. I don't want to see
Yeah, I think it's different for me because we had two older ones that have been through it. So one played for Ohio State, one's at Pitt right now, and then we've got Eli. He came home with bruises the other day, and I was like, oh man, you're bruised. He was like, yeah, you should have seen me. I hit this guy. I put him up. I got another kid in the back that's like, whatever, Eli. He's like, I got you. He goes, you didn't give me. So it's actually, as a mom, I actually enjoy it. Injuries are gonna happen. Things are gonna happen. I think I'm actually pretty calm just because I've watched his older brothers play, and I've seen some ugly injuries over the years. I really respect our trainers and our doctors, so as a mom I just kind of like, people get injured. That's the nature of the beast. If it happens, it happens.
Yeah. See, those other two that you were talking about, though, those guys were the maulers. They were the ones that were hurting people, putting them on their back. Yeah. They were the ones that the other mom on the other side was like, "Oh no, my baby, it's got pancake 10 yards downfield."
They are big boys, but I think Eli, he's grown a lot. I mean, he's they measured him at 6'3". That's probably with shoes on. I'd say he's probably 6'2.5". But he worked really hard on the off season, so I'll give him credit. He worked really hard to build muscle. He's got some muscle, so I think Nate doesn't panic, so why should I? I mean, there's nothing.
Okay,
you got to work through.
Now we need the shameless plug. So he's been working all summer with our guy Jim Ballard at Ballard Quarterback Academy.
Yeah.
How have you seen his game change from getting some of that private instruction? I mean, I can't speak enough about from what I've seen from Jim. We were able to do some off-season training stuff over here at the indoor facility. We've done some different things over at Northwest and out there in Salem and up in the Mahoning Valley area, working with the kids. I've never seen somebody work with quarterbacks the way he does. I call him the quarterback whisperer. Sometimes you get the quarterback guru, but you can see that, he takes a kid that's a little bit raw or maybe has some bad habits, and he can correct them like that.
Yeah.
I mean, what have you seen? What has Eli told you from some of those lessons saying, Mom, I feel like I'm better in this area?
I love Jim Ballard because he's very humble and he's very good with the kids. So, what I've done. Now, I'm not a coach, so I can't. Obviously, I would say, oh, yeah, he's gotten better. But what I can say is, I send clips, when they've done 7-on-7s to Jim, and he'd be like, oh, that's not good. Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, Eli.
He's not throwing off his back foot.
Yeah. He gets excited. So I can't, obviously, as a mom, everyone's going to be like, of course she says he's gotten better. But, we've got Coach Troxler here too that works, has worked with our kids and stuff too. But Jim Ballard's been awesome for Eli, and Eli likes to play defense too. Whether he plays quarterback, I don't care what he plays. I just want him to be happy. Has he gotten better? I think any kid that plays for us gets better.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're low on the pole or high on the pole. I think if you work hard and you put in the work and you do the extra training and you're willing to show up when Jim texts you and says, hey, you want to work out, and you're willing to put in that work, you're gonna get better.
Yep.
You're gonna get better. So anybody who's willing to give our kids, and Coach Moore says it's okay, extra work, then work hard. Take it.
Yeah.
You're gonna get better. How can you not get better if you're practicing more?
Right. I mean, and I think that's the part where kids don't understand a whole lot at some other schools. It takes that extra 2 hours. It takes that extra 3 hours in the weight room, doing the film study, the small things. I never knew how to watch film correctly in high school. They teach you in college. I mean, you're spending 4 or 5 hours a day in front of that projector just watching, studying your opponent, learning every little thing. And you're right. I mean, if you don't get better off that, some guys in the back are kind of nodding off a little bit and chewing on their nails or some other bad habits like the chewing tobacco. But, there's a way to go about your business. If you want to learn how to get better, you just got to put it in time, like you said.
Yeah, and find the people that want you to help you.
You need that too. Becca, before we wrap up, we talked about the opener against Moeller coming up and how exciting things are, a lot of activities going on downtown. What is it like for Coach and Mrs. Coach, game day, game one, when you get up in the morning, your feet hit the floor? Take us through that day, if you will.
So usually, he already knows, they already coordinate what they're gonna wear. So he already has that laid out.
Is that coming down the hill from Simon with like the white fur coat? We're gonna wear these Chuck Taylors with this.
Well, they have polos, so you're gonna probably see what they have on today. They've got the orange polo with the leaping tiger. I think they've got it in orange, white, maybe black. I don't know. They've got every color. I told Greg to get me something different. We kind of just Nate enjoys making breakfast. So usually, he makes breakfast for the kids and myself that day. So we make breakfast. We eat breakfast together. Everybody goes along their day. Then Coach Moore and I usually try to break away for lunch just to, we'll go down and eat somewhere like Smiley's. Or we used to be, I think downtown used to have the Tin Cup or something. Do you remember? It was like a little coffee shop. It's like by the railroad tracks. But it closed. But it was awesome. They had the best BLTs. so we would go, because we could just go sit in a booth and nobody bothered us. But usually, we try to go to different places and no one, really bothers us. And we eat lunch, a quick 30-minute, and then that's it. Either I get on the bus with him when they leave, or if it's home, they eat the meal here. I'll come over, and sometimes I'll get texts like, hey, this kid needs gloves, or this kid needs that, and I'll run and do those last-minute things. And he's pretty easygoing, like the hay's in the barn. Is that what they say?
Yeah. There you go.
He's already ready.
You're he's ready.
He's ready.
He's ready. He doesn't get nervous. Other people get nervous. I would be hard-pressed to tell you when I've seen him nervous.
So is he more concerned about what the menu is for breakfast? Because I heard these biscuits and gravy are phenomenal, and I've heard about the Superman muffins.
Yeah, he enjoys cooking. That's his thing, So
he was
makes
pretty
breakfast.
proud the other day of
What
those
was he
biscuits and
whipping up
gravy.
the other day? You had a video of him. He was in the kitchen, and he was over the stove, and I saw some fire coming up. And what was he?
Oh, he made us steaks. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I
'Cause
can't eat out anymore.
I heard the sizzle in the back. I wondered. Okay, all right.
I cannot eat out anymore. He's ruined me. It's
He's gourmet
hard.
chef.
Yeah.
Chef Nate.
Except lunch, I'm talking like nice dinners and stuff like that. He's really good at it.
He was really proud of those biscuits and gravy the other day, man.
His
He was talking
breakfasts are
about.
to die for. Yeah, his breakfasts are to die for.
Okay.
I mean, he made him on the iron cast skillet. He made biscuits.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's crazy.
I haven't seen an iron cast skillet in 10 years. Coach is whipping stuff up, magic on the stove.
He's amazing.
Wow.
But I appreciate you guys having me on.
We know the
You
secret
got it.
recipe now.
Yeah.
It's the cast iron skillet.
It's the cast
Can't
iron
go wrong.
skillet. You can't go
JP
wrong
will
with
start carrying that around now instead of.
My
God, don't give me any
Hammer in
ideas.
one hand, cast iron skillet in the other, banging them
Hanging them on
together.
the-
I
Here
can't-
come the Tigers.
I can't wait. That would be amazing.
Tuba comes in right behind them, partner.
Don't start
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Well,
Becca,
we look
thank
forward
you
to
so
seeing you
much.
next week.
Yeah, we look
We're
forward
going to
to
have some fun.
have some fun and be on
Yeah.
Tiger Talk and have some great things and hear some great stories.
You got it. Thanks, Becca.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
You got it. All right, back on Stark Media here at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium in Massillon. It is Media Day today for the Tigers as they're getting ready for the 2022 season. They just had their photos, freshmen and JV varsity, and now we've got some fellows down here, the captains for Coach Moore for 2020. And first, we got four captains. So we're going to go two at a time, and we'll start with numero 3, and then we're going to go to the big man 52. Tell us your name, position, and we'll rock it from there, fellas.
Angelo Salvino, outside linebacker.
Marcus Moore Jr., and I play D-line.
All right. So, guys, how excited are we to get 2022 rolling? And what's the first couple things that you guys want to kind of get after here as you start the opener here in about 15 days? What's up?
Yeah, I think the whole team is ready for it, and we're just ready to strap up and get out on that field week 1.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. We've been at practice every day talking about discipline, and I feel like we've been on top of it every single day.
Marcus, I see you got a little something around your neck there. Why don't you tell us what that is, what it means?
Oh, this is trench life. Starts in the front, so every time we come out that tunnel, run through the circle, always got this trench light chain on. We got a hammer that we win at Pitt every year. We bring that out too.
Business up front, party in the back.
Business up front.
Yes, sir.
There you go. All right, so how was how was the summer for both you guys? Did you get into a little bit of fun? I know you're always got football on the back, but how'd that go for you? What'd you do?
Oh, it was pretty fun. When I first started summer, I was kind of hurt. And then I got back beginning of the summer. Then I grinded my butt off. Last year I was 340. Now I'm at 300, so I feel really good.
Ooh, all right, what's the secret?
Dieting.
Dieting?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
I got to get on that Marcus Moore diet. Dropped 40 pounds already. Come on. Ange, what'd you get into?
Pretty much the opposite, gaining weight, getting bigger. Yeah.
I don't want that diet. Get out of here with that.
Yep.
So what does it mean to you guys to be a Tiger and put on that jersey and that helmet and come out here with thousands of people cheering you on and rooting for you all season? What's that like?
I mean, it's hard to explain how much that means to me, but, you know, ever since I was a kid, I've been wanting to put on this jersey and go out and play Friday night. So it's basically just, you know, everything's starting to come together.
Yeah, to me, it's like the best feeling ever. Honestly, I came from a small school, didn't really have a lot of fans. Then I come here, and it's just, I love it. It's pretty nice.
Yeah. It is different here.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
for
we
sure.
talked about, we were talking to Mrs. Moore earlier, Becca, and we're talking about how things are different. Yeah, we were talking about college ball, how the SEC thinks it's a little different there, and you get the Big Ten. And we talked about high school and how things are down in the GCL, what it's like up here in Massillon. And it is different. Can you guys kind of put your finger on why? I mean, obviously the stadium, the indoor facility, everything is unfreaking believable. But what is it makes it different for you guys?
I mean, obviously, yeah, like you said, we got great facilities. I mean, our coaches are on another level. That's definitely what pushes us and helps us. But we also got great support from our city.
Yeah, I would say we got a great support from our city. We got great facilities, and yeah, this is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie.
That's why Coach Simon's back over there taking pictures with the babies. He's kissing babies back there. He's
got his Hulk Hogan
Signed
bandana on
autographs.
back there.
No, I mean, your guys' coaches. You guys spend so much time with them. You know, how does that bond kind of grow with you guys? I mean, the amount of hours you guys put in, it's different than most other sports, right?
Yeah, coaches are strict on us. Like, it's not like a normal, like, typical high school. I feel like it's preparing us for the next level, not even just football, just being men and after football, you know.
Yeah, they definitely do a great job at, you know, obviously helping us win games, but just preparing us for the next level of life, whether you're playing football or not. Great mentors, great coaches, and they get the job done on Fridays.
Now you guys are knocking it out in the classroom too. I mean, Coach, we'll kind of get in the know a little bit about GPA and the team GPA and who's doing what and who's made great strides. Talk about it too, because you know football is hard enough as it is, but now you got us class, study, test taking, preparing for what's down the road. What's that been like for you?
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'll go. All right, so to be honest with you, I think football, obviously it takes up a lot of time outside. You know, there's a lot of people that just can go home and got more time to do their schoolwork, but most of the time it's, you know, those are the people that don't do their schoolwork. So the discipline that our coaches just engrave in our mind is what I think makes it even easier. Even though we got more time on football, it makes it easier for us to get our work done and hustle in the classes.
Marcus?
Yeah, I would say coaches push us 24/7 and get our work done. And even if we don't get our work done, he will sit us out of practice to make sure we get our work done. So, yeah.
What's it been like for you to commit early, to kind of put that process to bed, and has that allowed you just kind of dial in and focus on what you need to do right here, right now?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It feels good. I got a lot of weight off my shoulders, and now I can just focus on my senior season.
Yeah, a lot of expectations, man. I mean, you know, you came in and really were the cornerstone on that offensive and defensive line last year. You know,
Yeah.
you really kind of stepped it up at the end of the season as well. I mean, you became the guy that everybody was kind of counting on. When you come back now, the target's on your back every week.
Yeah.
That offensive line that's going to be going against you, those guys are looking at you like, okay, we can put ourselves on the map now if we can handle 52.
Oh, yeah, I love it. I love the competition.
So
you want some more of that, don't you, Coach Simon?
So, Ange, you wear number 3. Marcus, you got 52. Is there anything special behind those numbers? That's just what they passed out, or how's that work?
Well, my favorite player of all time is Ray Lewis and Khalil Mack. So 52 is
52
just
right there.
Yeah, that's
okay.
That's why I wear it.
All right, Ange, you number 3. What's up with 3?
Yeah, so I mean, number 3. To be honest with you, like we were able to pick our numbers. I got the option to pick number Tree.
So
I had to take up on that. Best number all time, number Tree. Allen Iverson, the GOAT.
The answer.
Okay,
The answer.
so after a game, I'm sure Pops, is he kind of is he kind of let you know maybe what you did wrong, where you need to work on some things? I know with his background, can he? Does he let you learn on your own, or is he kind of right there like?
Oh no, he's there for me always. Even during the games too. He's there on the sidelines, always letting me know.
What you guys are lucky to play in this unbelievable facility here, but when you take the Tiger show on the road, and you guys have a huge following as well, isn't it fun to go on the road too and bring to town and shut some people up in their backyard sometimes?
Oh yeah, every time we go somewhere, it's a hostile environment. Everybody hates us, so it's always fun to prove them wrong and show them who we are.
Is there a place that you've been, that you played in, that I'm not going to say it's your favorite place to go because this is home for you, but what was another venue that you kind of thought, this is kind of cool to play in this place?
Gotta say Tom Benson. It's always some great energy there. Week 10. Yeah, second home
Riding
stadium.
around on victory bells, man. That's what it's all about, right?
Yeah, another place I would say is Warren. Oh my gosh, it's so hostile out there.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, time out though, because we were talking to Mrs. Moore earlier. And we kind of let her know that Coach Simon, that's his kryptonite right there, you know?
You don't like Mullen Cough. They're renovating that place now. Maybe you'll have a little better better luck there.
Week 4 is circled for you guys, right? That's one that you trying to get for your D-line coach?
Got to.
You're trying to boost, trying to get you back up to that 500 average.
What do you guys think about, in a lot of places, week 1 is a team comes in, you can polish them off and get ready for the next one. Big Mo's coming in here from Cincinnati, going to have a great squad. What's it like to kick it off with them, your first game of the year?
Oh, I think it'll be a big test for us, honestly, because nobody expects us to win this game. But since January, we've been working our tails off, and it's just been a different team. Even since last year, the seniors this year, we've been really pushing our underclassmen, and we've just been working really hard. So I'm excited to see what we got.
All right, I got one last question for you, man. What's the go-to pass rush move? Since I feel like I got some pass rush specialists around me here, what's the go-to move? Is it the swim? Is it the dip and rip? Is it the bull?
I can do it all. Push, pull, spin, long arm, club, rip. I can do it all. I love it all.
Club whip.
I love it all.
What about that ghost?
Oh yeah, I practiced that the other day and it worked. So
What's that ghost look like?
You fake a long arm and you dip under. It worked. Oh my God, I love it.
Be on the lookout for that one.
I'm gonna get it this year. First video on my highlight film.
Now you see me, now you don't.
That's right.
Gone in a flash. Ange and Marcus, thanks for coming over, fellas. We appreciate it. Good luck in camp, and we'll see you Friday night against Ballin.
Thank you.
All right.
Can't wait
to see you.
We got some new ones clocking in here.
All right, we're gonna do the handoff.
Gotta get Trell over here.
Yeah, man.
Put it on, Leaves. Oh yeah, Trell's coming right here.
Here he comes.
All right, let's go. Number 4, Will Trell Hartson.
I'm on 4.
Best running back in the Stark County.
I'm on 4.
Ooh, I was thinking at least Northeast Ohio. Come on, Ange. Come on, Stark County.
You got to do that.
Man.
All right, we got a new duo here from the Tigers getting ready for the 2022 season. We'll start with number 4 to our left, who used to wear 25. Now he's got the 4, so I got to relearn that number now. So, Will Trell, welcome. How you doing, my man?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good. You feeling good? Feeling healthy? Ready to roll?
Yeah, I'm great.
Good. All right. Why the number switch? What's up there?
I grew up wearing number 4. I wear 25 when I got here because I was a sophomore. So when I got here it was COVID, so I didn't get to pick my number. But I always wear number 4 growing up.
All right.
You're not paying homage to your guy Austin Brawley?
Nah, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be a different 4.
It's gonna be a different number 4. I like that.
All right. You look bigger in 4 too. The single numbers, you look a little bit bigger, right? You look bigger now. All right. Number 10. Who we got? Tell us your name, position, and what you're looking forward to.
My name's Zach Liebler, and I play DB and receiver. And my biggest thing this year is just to, I don't know, put a show out for the Tigers. You know what I'm saying? Gotta prove something to my family and just, I don't know, have fun.
Yeah. So what's it mean to you guys to put on that Massillon Union helmet every Friday and Saturday during the year? Obviously, you're playing for you. You're playing for the coach, the staff, the community, the city. You're playing for a lot of people. And, at a young age, it's a lot to put on your shoulders. But you wouldn't be here if you couldn't do it, right? What's it like for you both?
Well, I'd say it's I don't know, it's unbelievable on them Friday nights when you're getting geared up and you're running out of that tunnel and you see them fans going crazy and hearing it, man. It's get your adrenaline rushing. It's unbelievable. It's a feeling that I'll never forget.
Now you're a legacy though, man. You've had some brothers come and play before you, right? I mean, a bunch of them. And Nick, right? He was the one. He kind of took the game over, running the ball for you guys against McKinley that year, right here 2 years ago.
Yep.
And he was the difference, right? What's it like for you to know that you've had your brothers come through here and play here, family come through here and play here, and kind of living up to that expectation? I know they're probably in your ear, like, hey, man, you're going to step your game up, number 10.
Yeah, no, I say I feel like it's an advantage I have because, him telling me what the ropes are when I'm coming up and I'm becoming a junior and senior, and him telling me what it's like that varsity game. It's fast, man. It's different. So hearing, seeing him just play the way he did and the intensity he did, it's like it makes me want to live up to his shoes,
That's fun to watch, though, too. I mean, he was the type of player that he gave his body every play.
Yeah.
You knew you were going to get the intensity coming out of him, and really that's kind of how you run the ball too, isn't it, Will Trell? I mean, you have a physical style of running. Everybody knows that you're fast, but that's one side of a tailback, right? The other side is you want to inflict punishment on those guys on that defensive side of the ball too, right?
Yep.
When you came on the scene, it just gangbusters your freshman year. I know you had to battle some injuries and stuff like that, and that's got to be frustrating, but you got a great staff here. You work your way back, and you're rolling again. What's it like for you once, I'll use a basketball analogy, when guys are knocking down threes, they're in that zone on the basketball floor. What's it like for you when you're in the zone on the football field?
For me, it is like every run, I'm trying to get to the end zone because I got something to prove to everybody in the stands, everybody in the city, and everybody that's watching.
Westerville South, that was that zone, right?
Yep.
You were in that zone, man.
Yeah, I just had to keep going.
What was that like that night? What, 322?
324.
I won't cheat you, so 324. What was that like? I mean, I know you can't be during the game. Okay, I got to be around 300. I got to be around. But I mean, what's that like? Because the line's blocking for you. You're running over guys. You're making a miss. What is that like? And when do you get to a point like, okay, tonight's my night. I'm gonna leave.
I just set the all-time mark for the Massillon Tigers.
Yeah.
To be honest, I didn't even know. I just kept running the ball, and then I seen the board start flickering. And I'm like, "What is that?" And they said, "You broke a record." I said, "What?"
He
so
blew
I
the
ain't even know.
scoreboard
I just kept running the ball. So at first, it was cold, so I was tripping. And then when I got to warm up, it just went off after that. But I didn't even know I broke the record till after like halftime.
Wow, that was a heck of a night, guys. Before we let you go, obviously team goal is. We know what the team goals are. If you're around here, you know what the team goals are. You guys got an individual goal or two you want to set before you get out?
Team goal for me is everybody got to stay healthy and do their job. That's to me it is.
All right.
I say my individual goal is just to enjoy it while I can. You know what I'm saying? It's going to come to an end fast. Yeah.
It goes fast.
To hear my brothers telling me, so I just want to every night have fun, man. Don't live with no regrets.
How did this whole process go of electing captains? Is that something that's done within you players? You guys vote for each other? You guys do 2 offense, 2 defense? How's that all work?
So you get to go in front of the whole team and see and tell who you want to be a captain. So then it's like a list, and it's like you go on a form and you pick who you want to be a captain. So it go by how many people picked you. And then if it's all close, them are all the captains.
It's got to be a pretty good honor, I mean, to have your peers want to say, hey, I choose you guys to lead this team. I mean, it's a huge responsibility. It's also a great honor too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's unbelievable that I have that across my name. It's something to live up to.
Yes, sir. All right, fellas, thanks for coming over. Good luck, and stay healthy and go get them, all right?
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There you go. All right, we got some good ones here. All right, I'm gonna let TJ rock now with the man that carries the sledgehammer, JP Simon. I'm gonna let TJ take this one away and get down to it and talk a little Tiger football.
And away we go.
Away we go.
And away. It's okay. So no hammers. We actually, Becca, she's got a new system for you now, right? So
Okay.
we found out that that Nate is the all-time chef now with the cast iron skillet. So you're going to come out leading the group with the white fur coat on, with a cast iron skillet, the hammer, and just banging them over top of the head, letting them know Tiger's here.
And he's going to cook victory dinners in there when we win, right? We're going to get victory breakfast.
Cincinnati chili.
Right. Got our team medical staff rolling by right here. What's up, fellas?
Most important guys on the crew.
Sir. Yes, sir. Man, another media day in the books.
Yeah. 2 days, man. You guys just had the third one today? Tree in the books?
Yeah, third this week. We're back at it. Last week was a dead week. We was in it the week before. We was at camp all day. You know, I mean, it goes fast when it's over, but while you're in it, it seems like it creeps a little bit. But, yeah, we started hitting and banging a little bit yesterday. So, you know, you got to see some separation on who's going to be a Friday night player and who's going to be a Saturday morning guy. But still doing a little bit of evaluating this Saturday and see what we really got.
It's a little different when you get that extreme heat today. I mean, we've played through it, coaching through it, you know, watching the kids go through it. And really, I think now more than ever, coaches understand the keys to hydration. You're going to get more out of your players by making sure they're hydrated. You know, we're not on some Junction Boys stuff out here. But, you know, today, did you see a little bit different? I know you would kind of talk to me and said, hey, you know, first day on Monday, felt like maybe we came out a little sluggish, and you knew you were going to come out and have a great practice on Tuesday. But then you get something that feels like it's about 100 degrees out here today. Did you see it taking a toll on any of the big boys?
Well, luckily we practiced pretty early. You know, we get rolling about, I want to say first whistle, 7:15. So by the time we're done, it's still, you know, relatively decent weather out here. But, that first day at pads, it was really, you could see we had some guys that were struggling to get through it and all that good stuff. But it was much more juiced up today after they kind of let it set in and get going. We got Golden Toe Vinny Keller back there snapping some pics.
Yeah, a good thing, you know, we actually brought up that big walnut game and that T-shirt that he was wearing through the hallways. We didn't know if maybe we were going to get a couple more of those bust a nut shirts.
I think his dad ordered him that shirt at some local printer. I'm not sure where he got that from or not, but we got old Golden Toe Vinny Keller on the headset here.
Yep.
What you got going on here,
man?
Yes, sir.
I didn't know if it was going to fit over that mop top or not, man. He got to get one of them little ski-doos you, man.
Right? Hey, I haven't seen Vinny. You know, he's a kicker for us, special teams guy. I don't have a clue where these guys go during practice, so it's good to see him here at Media Day.
They're over there in the indoor, aren't they?
Right, over there playing foosball, or you guys got something going on in there, right?
Yeah.
They got like a little AC unit, maybe like a little cooler with some Kool-Aid in it.
We're in camp right now? I thought we was just hanging out, having a good time. No, them guys actually do work. They get out. You guys are in the quarterback group, right, with the in our lines and all that stuff. So they try to keep our QBs in line as much as they can, I guess.
There's only so much you can do with quarterbacks trying to keep them in line before they just do their own thing. They just become a wild card.
Especially Media Day. That's their day to really shine. You know, the QBs love these cameras.
You know what, though? I will say this. It seems like Mr. Slaughter's been he's been under wraps. He's been low key. We haven't had any Jalen Slaughter sightings over here. You know,
I think that's
most of the times the quarterback, they stick out like a sore thumb, right?
Well, that's what that line of people over there to get a picture taken with probably is all about is Slaughter, ain't it?
Is he got an NIL deal?
He might got that Keller's Furniture NIL deal, right?
Yeah, so he's gonna get a free recliner.
Free recliner with every TD pass. We're gonna raffle one off. Come down there to Matt Keller. See Matt Keller's Furniture downtown Saturday mornings. Look for that recliner.
Get a free cookie, Keller's Cookies.
Right.
No, so you guys have been doing this media day for a long time, and you kind of mentioned to me that, you know, you guys feel like it's something special, you know, and you want to make something special out of it because you get the family involved, you know, you get your girlfriends come out and take a picture with you, and it's a good team bonding thing, right?
Sure.
Not everybody has something like this at their school. It's,
right.
We talked about that with Becca, and we all kind of know that, you know, schools like this in McKinley, it's a little bit different. You know, you have media days because, you know, the expectations, the spectrum that you guys are under, you know, so to have something like this, I think it kind of plays into that whole feeling of it is a little bit different. And maybe that's why your players react and respond to something like this, because this is what they do in colleges.
Absolutely. You know, and this is my I want to say it's set media day number 7 as a player, and I went through 4 of their 7 as a coach, 4 as a player. So I'm starting to get this media thing down, and it's always, once media day's over, the season's here kind of deal. It's you get your picture taken, you get in the uniforms, and we're rocking and rolling, scrimmaging this Saturday, and it's really just kind of the kickoff to get into season and get things rolling for real.
Okay, so the only issue I see right now, which I was able to catch number 2, working a little dance moves, a couple dance moves over there. I see a Rager sighting.
Former Trench Life guy.
Man, Trench Life warrior.
Man.
But I think we got a little bit of an issue out here at the 50, right? So they are now taking pictures with the knee scooter. It has now become the Chase Bond knee scooter is almost like Freddie Lennox riding around on the Victory Bell.
Man.
So, like, it's a cool thing to ride around on the knee scooter.
Yeah. Well, and he actually got his hard cast off today, so he's in a boot. I think that's more for just him to get around a little quicker than it is a medical issue at this point. But
you know what? I noticed that, man, now that you say it, that it's not completely wrapped. I know that when we were out there at the Kempthorne Kickoff Classic and you had the Trench Life Warriors out there, he had like a big bed sheet wrapped around that thing, like it was a secret under there. Maybe are you guys just trying to fool people?
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with him.
Yeah, so Moeller thinks he's hurt, but he's going to come out.
Absolutely.
And he's
100%
going to pick up where he left off last year?
That's the game plan. We wanted him to gain a few LBs, and he kept walking around getting steps in. We couldn't get none to stick.
So you didn't feel that changing his number from 84 to 63 was going to be enough of a disguise? You figured you just throw him on a knee scooter?
We got to keep him guessing now. You got to keep him guessing.
My man went from 84 to 63. And Sammy B and I are over here going, come on, Fred. You're going from 20 to 17. Come on, Trell. You're going from 25 to 4, making it hard on us. I said, now we got the linemen even thinking they can do it. And even a lineman – you're lucky enough to get a receiver number at 84,
right? And
you go drop down to 6'3",
yeah.
6 tree.
Yeah, I think that was a Coach Mazur thing. He wants to see him maybe a little bit on the offensive side, and that 84 number wasn't going to work out for him at offensive tackle. But Mr. McConnell, here we go.
So our guy Bondo over here, right? He's gonna be lined up playing low offensive tackle.
That's again we're gonna see when he gets back in here in practice. But
okay.
That was the thought all off season, was to try to get him in there on some offense a little bit.
Who have you seen? Yeah, obviously it's special for you. I've seen you put out a little social media thing to have one of your guys be a captain. Mm-hmm. It's always a statement thing when you have an O-line or a D-lineman guy that's named captain. Who's a guy that you've seen so far early on in your group that maybe not a lot of people know about, maybe didn't get a whole lot of reps last year, but you're like, okay, this guy, he may not start, but he's going to be for sure in the rotation?
What a couple names pop up. One's a young guy, Mike Looney. I mean, everybody knows about our two big guys in the middle with Mike Wright and Marcus Moore, who you just had on here talking about. Mike Looney did some good stuff for the freshmen last year. He might end up being a starter on our offensive line as well. He'll definitely be our next guy in there at nose and 3-tech. Another guy, legacy guy, Brady Jones. If you remember Cole Jones that played here. I think you know his old man, Mike.
Oh, yeah, Mike.
Shout out Mike. I know he's a Stark Media fan. Yes, sir. But Brady's had a good camp. I mean, he fought some injuries last year. I want to say concussion, so you know how that goes now. That's a long deal, and he's been healthy all off season, and he's having a good camp, and hopefully he's going to provide us with some depth on both sides of the ball.
So can we officially get the nickname to stick, Looney Tunes?
Looney Tune. We're working. We keep playing with it. There's something there, though, right? You can't have the last name Looney and not have something with it.
Yeah, I think you're right. And, you know, to see some of that development through camp and see these guys kind of excel, I mean, for 45, for Mike Wright, I mean, he came on the scene last year just as a freshman, and the strength, unbelievable. You know, so obviously doing that as just a ninth grader, you're expecting to jump now as a sophomore to be even tenfold, right?
Absolutely. He gives them guys on the offensive side of the ball. They don't like it when Mike, they can't even get the playoff. I mean, he's knocking centers backwards and the pulling guards, and you can't even really get a look at what's going on with Mike in there. You know, and he's a guy, like I've been here a few years now, and I've seen, you know, a Jaden Ballard that played as a freshman, and we moved up Longwell to provide us with some depth. But you never see a guy in the trenches as a freshman be able to just not just come up here and hang, but he come up here and dominated in some games. And really hard worker. You know, that doesn't happen by accident with Mike. That's all. He grinds for it. He's a guy, he's spent after practice. You know, he gives you all he's got during both sides of the ball. You might see him a little fullback this year. Out of control rhino in the backfield coming at you.
Man, you know, I just got a chance to get a look at your boy Woodsy in the East-West All-Star game. They lined him up at H-back and had him stacked right behind Tajamir Nash. And then you got Darius McElroy running behind them. No wonder he got MVP of the game.
Right.
I mean, you're running behind, do the math,
some beef
probably
there, right?
600 pounds right there. So they're going to cave a lot of defensive lines down. Little bit of controversy, though, I hear right now here at Media Day.
Oh, boy.
Got the Leaping Tiger out.
Yeah.
We're doing a little change-up.
Yeah.
Now, when I saw Woodsy a couple days before the game, he was stopping down there at the Tiger store. Everybody check out 409 Erie Street. Head over to the Tiger store, Spirit of Stark. Check out our boys at Simon Says Promotions. How far does the Leaping Tiger go back? Is this something that was like late 70s, early 80s?
Yeah, and I know I'm going to butcher the dates and the times if I go into it. Dan Hackenbrack's actually our local historian, local expert on the Leaping Tiger. I want to say back he graduated in 91. They might have had it on the helmet. And Hack's a big Leaping Tiger guy that's always been in Coach Moore's ear about getting it on some gear. And, you know, he's just sprinkling in there. Coach Moore is always on the cutting edge of the fashion around here. So
what?
As much as everybody loves Obi, and I'm an Obi guy too, you know, you got to switch it up a little bit and get some more flavor out. I know Coach Weber, coaches with me at the D-line. When he played, they had the old Paul on the helmets. Now he's fighting to get some gear with the old Tiger Paul on there. So we'll see how that might be another breaking story on our hands there.
Nice little switch up. I like the Leaping Tiger, man. I think it's a cool deal, and it was kind of cool talking to Woodsy. He said, you know, I didn't want to go over there and put the Block M on because you knew Marlington was going to be doing it, so something was cool to kind of see it stick out a little bit. And you know how it is in the All-Star games. You get guys trading decals, and you could hear dudes down on the sideline talking about, I want that Leaping Tiger on my helmet. So it's nice to switch it up. It's good for the guys and keep things fresh. And, I mean, any little hints you can give us? You're telling us, say, Coach Moore's the fashionista, man, but he ain't coming out in a fur coat.
I don't know. I heard he's got something in the works for this year. He might step out.
Oof.
He said, I got a little competition on my hands this year, so we're going to see what we're all about. Say he's got something special. Antonio came out in the sweater last year. He said he might have a response, so we'll see what we got week 10.
My man was looking GQ out there early today, man, but we were just leaking fluid everywhere down in Kansas City, man. It was so hot out. But my man came out with the Kentucky blue, suited up, had the matching blue wrist piece, and was doing his thing, man. So I know that, you know, big expectations for this year, and obviously you guys have had your way with the Bulldogs as of recently. You know it's not always going to be that way. You know, eventually things go the other way in rivalries. But, I mean, do you feel like just with what he's been able to do to the program over there going into the second year, the success you guys have had over the last couple of years, and you even telling me stories like, man, I think this team might be the best out of all of them. This defense might be the best out of all of them. Do you think we're ramping up potentially for one of the better Massillon-McKinley games that we've seen in recent history?
Yeah, and to speak on Antonio, I think he's doing a great job over there. He's a guy that I watched growing up and always really respected Antonio.
For sure.
I thought he was a great pickup for the program. With that being said, I don't expect any letdowns against McKinley week 10. I don't expect that series record means nothing. The streak means nothing. It's a new day, a new game. That's one we don't take for granted. You know, we know what that means. We know what that game's about. And you're not going to catch the Tigers sleeping week 10.
Ray Gurrell's, Keller's furniture movers.
Yeah, one of them guys down at Stark Moving and Storage you guys got going on down there, I seen.
Cherry on top logistics.
Cherry on top logistics, baby.
Can't wait to see you.
Man, got your Trench Life belt on. That looks like a Tiger Store original, too. Yes, sir. Right, my dog.
Good stuff, man. Well, hey, we're going to wrap it up here from Massillon Tiger Media Days, man. My man JP Simon, my partner. Becca Moore came on. We've had the captains on. We had Sammy B on. We got a lot of footage out here. Great stuff going on, man. And shoot, 15 days.
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up.
I also got I got a little tidbit, a little teaser here for the next thing we got coming. As Coach Moore said, he's got a hot Stark Media exclusive coming for us here soon.
Ooh.
So hold on to your hats.
Nothing else following behind that.
If I had it, I'd give it. You know how they give me just the bare necessities around here, but he's got a little something on the tip of his tongue.
You ready for that Stark Media exclusive? Stark Media exclusive?
We heard there was We heard there was an exclusive dropping. We heard there's an exclusive dropping.
Leaping Tiger on the 50.
Rocking that Leaping Tiger.
All right, my man, we're heading into production, man. We'll holler at you later, and we'll be back with more Sammy B tomorrow. Stark Media, catch up with us. We're going to be all over the place. Can't wait to see you, right?
Can't wait to see you.
All right, my man. At C.H. Vallis & Associates, we've been proudly serving the greater Stark County community for over 78 years. Locally owned, we cover your home, auto, business, and life insurance along with your group benefits. Our partnership with auto owners has allowed us to span not only Ohio, but throughout the entire country. Did you know that Auto Owners, an A++ rated company by AM Best and a Fortune 500 company, has ranked C.H. Vallis & Associates a top 10 insurance agency in the state of Ohio? From your basic home and auto needs to insuring some of the largest companies in America, there's a reason people choose C.H. Vallis & Associates and Auto Owners. Our dedication and passion for our clients and their coverage is part of our commitment to excellence. For all your insurance coverage needs, there's only one call to make, and that's C.H. Vallis & Associates, located at 1302 South Main Street in North Canton. Contact us at 330-494-2776 today and see the difference in customer satisfaction.